Hello and welcome back, all you capitalist pigs. My name is Jason Stapleton, and this is the Forex Market Preview. Got several things I want to talk to you about today. Market is just now opening as we speak. I'm sorry this video is getting out to you just a hair late. I was out visiting my wife's family, and they are still there. They're going to be spending some time down there at Vacation Bible School for the kids. And I, of course, am back here at the helm of the command center here at the Forex Market Preview to bring you the this week's edition. There are a couple of things that I want to look at today. Last week got busted out on my Euro USD play. It happens. But we got another one here that I'm looking at. This is the major one for this week that I'm seeing here. You got a couple of different ways I'm looking at this. Flipping over now, Euro Yen on the 4-hour chart. You are seeing here, this is actually the position here. If I go ahead, let me just adjust my chart here. Give you guys a little bit better read on this. You got two things happening here. You actually have, this is a crab pattern coming down into these lows at around 96.40s. Now, if you guys remember, I told you guys this was going to be a buy. And it ended up, boom, we caught the bottom there. I put this out to private client group members this week and showed them this and said, hey, you know, this is going to be a nice buy. Looking at this on the 4-hour, you see the double bottom here. If I bring in my study, and let's just bring in the RSI. So let's go get Relative Strength Index. That's the RSI. It's right here. We're going to say OK. And we're going to make it a 7, 20, and 80. That all looks good. Boom. Look at what you're going to see here. All the way back here, we started to see a lot of divergence happening. And even still some divergence happening at the support area. So if I grab my line tool here, and I draw a line, you guys are going to see down here how as the market continues to make lower lows, it is not making lower lows on the RSI. Now, depending on how you use RSI, that's going to be an indication that we've got bullish divergence. However, on this double bottom, for those of you who are Pro Trader clients or those of you who are Ratio Master Series clients, this does not technically classify in my book as divergence. Reason being is that it wasn't initially oversold and then come into some divergence on a retest. What we've seen is steady increases in the RSI, but we didn't see that as the market double bottom. As you see here, almost no divergence whatsoever on the RSI. Doesn't mean it's not a buy. I actually bought these up at the first test at 96.40, and then I put out to the private client group that, hey, this is going to be a buy. This is still a valuable play. Now, there is another pattern inside of this pattern, and it is a, if I draw X to A here, then A to B, let me grab my tool here, whoops, A to B, B to C, back up here, and then C to D, we actually have an entirely different pattern here. This is a bat pattern that comes in like this. So not only do you have the crab pattern that I talked about here on the 4-hour, but you also have another another bat pattern that comes in at the exact same area and is showing some very, very nice confluence there, all terminating at this, kind of this 1618. And if I bring in a Fibonacci Retracement tool and I draw swing low to swing high in here, boom, what you're also going to notice is that if I edit this, and we bring in an 886, that you've also got the 886 right down there in that exact same area, and with this structure support line coming in here. So you have this nice potential reversal zone, and as you'll remember from last week, did go ahead and I did make the call on that and say, hey, be looking for long opportunities. Now we're trading just a hair off of these lows, lows coming in 96.40s. We're trading now at the open 97.20s. So again, on a pullback, you can set your limit orders to go ahead and get in on this. We have a little bit of a gap up here as we look at the market. Would expect that gap to get filled. So again, if we're looking at this, you're looking for good places to make entry, I can go ahead and just bring a line in here and say, hey, if the market comes back down in and retests that line, their previous structure resistance at the end of the week. Market should come back down in and retest that before taking off. And the double bottom against support with the advanced pattern formation setting up here makes this a very decent long opportunity. The other thing that's really critical here to look at, and if I go out to a daily chart, you're going to see it. Let's go to 1 day. Hang on here. Sorry guys, this is a new platform for me, so I'm just learning how to use this. This is multi-charts, for those of you who are asking what particular charting package I'm on. And I am liking this platform for a multitude of reasons. But if you look at this, and I actually consolidate this chart up, and let me just come back in here and grab more data. Instead of getting 180 days of data, let's go ahead and grab 900. And let's take a look. These are the lows. We're sitting right on the lows. If the market continues lower than this, we are going to see, completely new lows as far as I can go back. I mean, as we look back here, these are the lows. And so my expectation here is, given the fact that we have two bullish patterns setting up at support with the market oversold on the 4-hour, that there's a significant chance here that we're going to see a decent rally. And this market can run all the way back up here to 99.30s. And we're looking at a couple of different things here on the 4-hour for potential targets, and naturally, not to cut you guys short, but for private client group members, for syndicate members, I do make that information available of actually where the targets are and all those types of things. But we are looking for a rather significant rally here. Let me punch over and take a look at the pound dollar. Looking at this on the daily chart, the market has come in and has just been really focused on, kind of supporting this level here. And we've talked about this several times. As I pull the chart back, you're going to see the shelf that this market has just been sitting on. Now, we do have a potential advanced pattern setting up, as we talked about before. My gut on this, and this is going to be the training lesson for today, so listen closely to what I'm about to tell you. The advanced pattern is this. It is another bat pattern that should terminate somewhere right here around the support level. Okay? Now again, here comes the lesson. My gut, everything that I am seeing and that I am reading about, every core piece of data that I'm receiving, with the exception of the advanced pattern formation, is telling me that we're going to see lower lows on pound dollar. All right? Everything that I'm looking at fundamentally, or the numbers that I'm seeing come in, the bias of the professional traders that I know and that I read is telling me that this thing's going lower. Okay? The big question is, and this is a question that you have to answer in your own trading, is what can you do with that information? What can you do with a gut hunch? Part of having done this for years and years and years, and having been involved in the market and having seen multiple trading scenarios over and over and over again, is that one develops a somewhat of a sixth sense about what's going to happen in the market, and you get a general feel, and it's historical perspective that provides that. And everyone has been next to a trader or has been close to a trader who's been very, very good at what they do, but who hasn't been able to explain it. And he says, well, it's going higher. And you say, well, how do you know that? And he says, well, just look at this and this and this. I don't really know. I just know it's going to go higher. And trying to pin them down on that becomes extremely difficult, because it seems so subjective. And to the outside person looking in, it is extremely subjective. But to that person, they've been doing it for so long, and they've been engaged for so long, and they've got so many different pieces of information that are coming to them, and they're able to assimilate all of that in their little brain housing group, and it presents to them a scenario that to the outside world they don't understand. Here's the problem with that. You cannot take action on it. I can take action on it because of the historical perspective that I've created, but you cannot. And when I look at this, I can say, look, everything in the planet is telling me that this thing is going lower. But, however, I have an advanced pattern formation that's telling me that if we come back down into 153.21s, that I need to be a buyer. regardless of what anybody else is saying, what all the other pundits are saying, of what all of my trader friends are saying, all of the pros, all of the commentary that I read about the fundamental state of Europe and Great Britain versus the US and what kind of problems it's going to create, doesn't matter. I've got an advanced pattern setting up, and it meets my rules for entry. And so even though it might go against every single thing that I am feeling at a gut hunch level, it doesn't change the way I trade, because I don't trade off how I feel, I don't trade off how I think, I trade off what I know, and what I know is staring me in front of the face. It is right here, and every single person who's watching this video can see it. And every single person watching this video can take action on it. Market comes down into the 886, 153.21. We're looking at major structure support shelf there. We're looking at a bat pattern, high probability buying opportunity. Now, if the market comes through and it stops us out, it's going to change everything completely. And the next week, we're going to come back here and we're going to say, hey, we got busted out on that trade, but here's what you need to be looking at. We plan all the time for multiple scenarios and multiple outcomes. But we do not ever trade off how we feel or what we think. We trade only off what we know and what we can quantify. The testable, verifiable, and repeatable, those are the standards that must be met here at, the Trading Institute, which is Triple Threat Trading, Forex Market Preview, the Trading Authority, Trading Institute. The requirement for and standard for everything that we do here is it testable, verifiable, and repeatable, and does it produce a specific outcome? And if it doesn't do those things, we cannot teach it and we cannot trade on it because it is subjective. And so as you go out into the week this week, there's a couple of trading opportunities. One of them has already happened. The other one here on pound dollar could potentially happen. But what I want you to pay attention to is in your own trading, ask yourself the question, am I quantifiable in my decision making? Am I specific in how I choose to take trades? Or am I trading off hunches and am I trading off how I think and how I feel? And if the answer is yes, I do trade off of how I think and how I feel, and I do allow emotion, and I do allow, outside influences to determine what trades I'm going to take or what bias I'm going to have in the market. Look at how your trading has gone over the last month, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, however long it's been. And ask yourself, how's that been working out for you? And my guess would be not too good, or not as good as it could be. By eliminating that outside influence and eliminating the subjectivity of emotion, because emotion flows it's like wind, it's in and out. If you're on a winning streak, you feel invincible, and if you're on a losing streak, you feel like nothing's going to go right. Those are emotions. They have no basis in reality. Focus on what you know, focus on what you can see, and trade it with discipline every single day. And you will be amazed at the results in your life and in your trading. That's all I got for you this week, guys. Until next time, good luck and good trading. I'll talk to you soon.